Now, this is normally the part of the show where there's an opening that plays, but not today. We're doing a cold open because of a technical problem. It's like Saturday Night Live, but not really. So we're here by the cozy fire. David Gale is here, and we're gonna have him join us. There he is. And I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's in a different location. He's in his house.
What's going on?
I don't know.
I was waiting for that music and stuff. What happened?
Well,
what happened?
We're doing what they call a cold open. So if you ever watch Saturday Night Live, they often will do a cold open, and it's artistic. It's brilliant. So we're trying it today.
Oh, so you're going to do a monologue?
So no, that was it. I did already. I apologize for not having an opening, and then I said your name.
Let's hear them.
The jokes are going to be great. I don't have any jokes. There's no jokes. Maybe next week there'll be some jokes. But you know what we do have today? So we've got a different show. Every show is different. This one looks a little different. So Dave is in he's in a undisclosed location where there's a cat tree behind him because there's some renovations going on in your studio at the moment, which has you in your house. So you and I were just talking before the show. So you have no microphone, no lights, no makeup team. The catering team didn't come in today. Wardrobe's obviously off because and
the day off today.
And here you are.
Yeah.
So and
no,
now we're
no ring light. So
natural
light in here.
Natural light and none of the normal sort of makeup.
And I know we're going to get comments from people saying they love this background much better than the, as you said, the $37,000 studio we built so that we could do this kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, exactly. And so but at least you look happy. So that's all that matters. You're here and you're happy. And I'm sitting in front of a fake Christmas tree. So there you go. So it's man, I think I even got the date wrong on the show notes today. It's December the 8th today. I just realized that. Couple weeks into, that's it. We're into the holidays. We're into the season. So we have we have a guest today, very special guest. We've had them on the show before. There is no shortage of things to do in Claresholm, and I'm sure in Nanton over the holidays. And there's a show happening. It opens tonight, and it is called I don't have any music, but Closed for the Holidays. Such Drama is putting on this production, and I had the privilege of going and checking out some of it last night. It's very funny. And I actually left partway through the first act because I was like, because I'm going tonight for real with tickets, and I didn't want to ruin it for myself by sticking around. But it was honestly hard to leave because there's a lot of jokes, and it moves very quickly. And the two people responsible for it are here on the show, and we're going to bring them in right now. I hope they're paying
attention. By the way,
I
just want to say, just two of my most favorite people.
Aw, thanks.
He didn't say it was you guys. Just relax. He didn't say you. True. He was just about to talk about two of his favorite people.
But then you hijacked it.
And hijacked it.
I love these two people.
I know, as do I. That's why they're here. Jen and Chris from Such Drama, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. So you just had a show that went up at the Bomber Museum for Remembrance Day, which really was a month ago. And now you've switched gears. You've got a whole cast. How many are in the cast for this show?
There is 21 cast members.
21 cast members. The show is called Closed for the Holidays. Here's the poster for it. Presented at the Peace Lutheran Church. I loved coming in yesterday and checking it out, sort of for tech rehearsal. It's very funny. Can you just talk a little bit about the premise of the show?
Yeah, absolutely. So a bunch of ne'er-do-wells, future drama students, actually, people from different walks of life all end up in a temporary shelter in a city called Valdosta. And some of them are on their way. Two of them are on their way to their wedding, which they're supposed to be getting married on Christmas. And the roads get closed in Florida. And so they're unable to get to their destination wedding. So that's one little chaotic story, as well as the drama students who just came back from DC on a drama retreat. There is drama students that have all different kinds of quirks. Lots of chaos ensues. We got a good old-fashioned Jewish mother involved, and a little bit of a love triangle.
Yep.
Wow.
So chaos is ensuing for sure on this stage.
And it's interesting how Christmas and chaos tend to kind of go together with these things.
We're gonna embrace that.
Yeah.
and I really did enjoy like what I saw last night's fun because the storylines move very quickly, And when you're watching what's going on stage, it's what's also happening in the background that's very entertaining. So you could easily come twice and have two different experiences. Now, tickets for tonight don't exist. There's going to be scalpers again, Dave. There's going to be folks outside scalping tickets.
It's
to
not
the show.
us.
I warned people on the last show. I warned them. I warned them. There's going to be scalpers when they know there's a good show and they can get like double or triple the ticket prices for those. You got to be careful.
I know. So be careful. Don't overpay for tickets. But there are tickets available for tomorrow. There's a matinee at 1:00 and then an evening show at 7:00. So there are still some tickets available for tomorrow. I'm glad you're doing 3 because it is very, very funny. It's a very funny premise. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like if you grew up watching like Home Alone or movies like that where something unexpected happens and throws everyone into absolute chaos moments before the holidays. Who doesn't love that? That's kind of what the holidays are about.
Yeah, I think it is. And I love the ultimate, what am I trying to say? The goal of the show and what it's trying to do at the end, which basically is more about who you're with and what you're doing as opposed to where you are or what you get.
Right.
So it's a really nice feel good ending. And what's really cool about this one is that it wasn't broken up into scenes. No, it's actually one continuous scene. So doing the play, trying to figure out where we're going to kind of cut it in half so that people can get a little bit of a break off their bums for a minute, listen to some Christmas music. That's going to happen. So it is a fun show. It was definitely a challenge to direct, being that there's 21 people. Blocking, on a smaller stage was challenging, but it works out for the best. And I think everybody kind of just went with it. You have to change certain things once you get to the venue, which is expected. But yeah, we've had fun doing it for sure.
Yeah. When did you hold auditions for this? Like, how long have you been working on this?
Oh, September, I believe we had auditions.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, did we do
we
the
had
other
2
one
sets,
first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because you had 2 shows going and you've got crossover from November onto this show. So folks that were learning kind of 2 shows at once, now you're down to 1, which is excellent. And so how, like, when did you get to move into the church? So you've been rehearsing in Stavely at the hall.
Yep.
And then so what is that like as a director when you kind of move into the space? It's exciting. How quickly does sort of anxiety kick in where you're like, okay, now there's adjustments to make, or is it just pure joy the whole way?
Oh, totally. Pure,
right.
Pure unadulterated joy. Zero stress happening here, even though you can see my Band-Aid from chewing my nails. But no, yesterday, we're kind of we're getting used to the whole quick move in, quick strike sort of idea. We're actually getting quite good at it. So I think we're ready to go on the road.
Yeah.
This is my understanding. This has got to be a quicker strike than usual because you guys are having it at the Lutheran church.
Yeah.
You guys know that I'm working Christmas show. This is my busy time of year. So you guys are holding a Dave exclusive show at like 7:00 on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then right?
What?
Yeah.
That was my understanding. I swear.
I'll send the actor. I'll still be in bed.
Yeah.
I talked to
No
Art
kidding.
yesterday, and she said you guys told her that you were going to be holding an exclusive show just for me.
Yeah, just an audience of 1.
Just an audience. There you go.
Well, hey, I said I love you guys at the beginning of the show when we introduced you onto the show.
I don't think we can move everything that fast and set it up, Dave. But
we are getting there, though.
We are.
You are.
Yesterday, and it's a good thing it's not a big
set
and requires a lot of things because that's a little difficult, but it's going well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's set in a community
awesome.
center, so it's not really so much about the set. It's about the talent and the different personalities that were put up on stage. We have so many repeat set drummers that come back every single audition, and it's just so heartwarming to know that they love to be with us.
Yeah. Where did you find this script? Because when you talked about it not being broken into scenes, it didn't occur to me that it's one continuous, as it would be in that situation, right?
Exactly.
So how did you come across this script?
Well, I was just shopping. Like I shop online in various like script companies just to see what's going to fit with our budget, what fits with the kind of show we want to do. This one, it just included so many different types of personalities, and that's what I wanted. I like to showcase not just one person. There's no actual lead in the plays that we do, which I think is really nice. It separates us from a lot of other shows so that everybody gets a little bit of the spotlight, and I really like that. It's heartwarming, and to see how the kids go from some of them not even wanting to talk on stage to just being the biggest personality on stage, which we have a couple of examples of actors in our show this time that have that skill that they've acquired over this amount of time. So it's very
That's
good.
something that we were talking about last night when we got back home was when you see kids come into a program like this, and maybe they're an ensemble, maybe they have a line in a show, and within a year to jump to a whole bunch of lines and having kind of a lead role and taking it on, it's such a neat thing to see, especially kids that maybe came in a bit quiet or a bit shy, like Dave probably was as a kid. If you could, you could picture
totally. Dave was hard to get out of his shell.
Yeah, he looks like the Godfather right now too, by the way. The Palomino's Godfather. But to hear kids go from that to standing center stage, delivering lines, having a character, interacting with the cast, it's a cool jump to see that you don't. There's not many other things that kids can do where you kind of see that jump.
And it's not just even the actors on stage. Like we have kids that end up backstage and see the coming in and not knowing anything about being a proppy or what, and then going from that to really creating and making and acquiring every prop. It was amazing this time. We didn't have to do anything. And I mean, I did a lot of behind the scenes because of that other play. I didn't join this one until after the November play, after Nobody's Hero. So coming in and asking kind of, well, where are you at? And not having to do anything on that end was amazing. And just a teenager took it on and is doing a wonderful job.
She's doing a great job.
That's very cool.
Example of Jude this past year, because we go back to our auditions of Snow White, and he was the character that literally didn't say boo the entire play. And then just looking at his progress from then to Hansel and Gretel and beyond, like it chokes you up. It's so cool to see them completely take over that stage.
Yeah.
And it's a transferable skill. Like it isn't, something that for kids, especially where they're only going to use that skill on stage. That confidence, that ability to communicate is like a life skill. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And, just even being able to stand up and talk in front of a group of people. I mean, I've known kids through the years who've done 4-H, which is a fantastic program. And I know public speaking is one of the things they focus on. But it's like, it's public speaking as someone who isn't yourself, and you've got to remember lines and you've got to respond to people. Half my body's disappearing here. It's very strange.
Yeah,
I'm turning into Marley's ghost. But I've seen it, obviously my own kids, but when you're around these kids a lot, you do see this change in confidence, right? What are you guys looking at? The two of you have seen something.
I just had someone walk in.
No, that's okay. And so, and we don't have a dedicated drama program in school here. So having these programs is super important as well for kids to get that experience. And you're right. Like, I mean, obviously, if you've got your own kids in it, but I get just as touched watching everyone else do it. Like, I feel like just the parent, right? Watching kids grow up and step into these roles. It's like, wow, it's just, it's incredible. And they're having a lot of fun.
I think so.
Well, I hope so.
They seem to be.
Yeah. That's the point, right? Fun. It should be fun.
I have a little story about doing projects with you guys and acting with such drama. And I hope you can see the humor in this. When I first started with you guys, it had been years and years and years. What am I, 75 now? So it's been about 50 years or so since I was in school. I was in like elementary and high school. I don't think I even did any drama in high school. Elementary school, I did some shows in elementary school. And that was the last time I had really acted on stage. and then I came in with you guys. And the funny thing is you never. I don't know if you guys remember or have ever experienced this. You go into a situation and they're saying they're referring to things, making terms, and you're going, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to say anything until now. I wanted to save it for this show.
To say
to admit that
yeah,
the things that you guys were saying, Italian run. What are we talking about? Italian run. I have
You
no
have to
idea.
learn a different language for theater.
Yeah, there's this other language, and the only thing that I remembered and I understood was stage left, stage right, downstage, that kind of stuff. Everything else that was being blocking and all that, I didn't know what you were talking about. But I was not going to be the person to go, I don't know what that means. I just kind of like went with it. Oh yeah, blocking. Of course, we're going to do the blocking.
Yeah,
now.
we got to do the blocking.
We got to do the blocking right now.
And I remember that day because you showed up with a whole bunch of blocks and you were ready to go. It's funny. I was talking to someone just recently about. Yeah, right. What's he doing? I was talking to someone recently. It's their first time and sort of in this world, and I said, if you're playing volleyball, blocking, striking, and spiking all have very different meanings than in theater. They all mean something.
Right. That's right.
And even striking and so once you get the and that's something that Such does really well is to kind of make sure that like those things can be talked about, and especially with the young kids, so they understand the terms. Because you're right, if there's a term like striking the set, if you don't know what that means, that could go really sideways for people, right?
That's right.
I always used to get mixed up between spiking and striking.
Yeah, spiking and striking. Two different things.
So I to kind of like bide my time.
Yeah.
Kind of try to get it in context, watch what's going on, figure it out, and then I go, okay, now I understand what these things mean now. So
well, that's funny. Yeah. Usually I like to do a crash course on like basic theater terms, because I used to run a class out of the Staveley Youth Hall based on improv, how to come up with ideas on the fly. Well, that's the definition of improv, but also basic drama terms and how to follow direction in that way. Yeah. So sometimes at the beginning I'll do my little spiel, but if I feel like I have enough of a batch that has experience, I probably wouldn't do that. So you hit it really well.
Yeah. You obviously faked it well enough that we thought you knew what was going on, so we didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know what this look was.
I learned fake it till you make it, man.
Fake it till you make it.
And you joined us for Bah Humbug, and most of the cast that would have been the adults, and we're not directly working with Chris because that's where all the orphans were, had experience. And so you just kind of fell into that group. And so if anybody's listening, if you join Such Drama, please ask. We're more than happy to explain. Don't be like.
There was another one. Do you guys remember? You guys will probably remember this. There was another one that I was a little confused on how the whole process worked. And apparently, like I would be sitting there and somebody would say what they call a queue line, and I would just keep sitting back on the stairs. And I didn't really understand. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to go and say my line and I'm supposed to be on stage right now. Oh, right. Okay. Instead, I just sat there like watching everybody else. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is like a show. I'm watching a show.
Yeah, you were an audience member.
Yeah, I was an audience member. Yeah.
That's actually one of the things about this show that's really cool, because the queue lines are so detrimental to the flow of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As it goes, there's no stopping. There's no transition. It's one big long play.
And as Alec probably knows from our past way back, I'm a tempo girl. I was trained to always follow a tempo. So Nobody's Hero was interesting in that way because there is no tempo in that kind of show.
Yeah.
Going from that to this, it so very challenging but rewarding as well, just because you can see the flow and the tempo of it, and it works pretty well. So
it's cool. And Dave, to be honest, I mean, when you first arrived, I knew you had no idea what was going on.
You could see right through me, hey?
I was like, wow.
Well, you and I work in the same industry, so I'm sure that you were able to pick up things over the years.
Kidding. Yeah, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. So, folks, if folks are looking to get tickets for tomorrow, where do they go? How?
Eventbrite.
Okay.
I'm gonna jot this down.
Okay, it's actually on the poster. There's a QR code, which is on.
Dave, look, here it comes. Buckle up.
Facebook. Yeah.
Boom.
So
there it is, bottom right.
Such Drama page, and it'll show you all 3 shows. And it also, if you go on to Eventbrite, you can search Close for the Holidays or Such Drama, and you should be able to find it.
That's awesome.
We could say that there might be tickets for tomorrow evening walk-in, but it's looking sketch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely try your best to get tickets before coming.
Yeah. And if you have a problem with the Eventbrite, like always, we can be reached at suchdramastayly@gmail.com, and we are happy to help, or we do try and answer on our Facebook page.
Dave doesn't like QR codes.
I know.
Well, he does. He just,
I'll be honest, Chris answers on our Facebook page because I'm horrible with Facebook.
Right.
But we try and answer, and we'll try and help you out however we can in between shows, because it's certainly a busy day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all. That's all you can ask for. Just so you understand too, before you let you go, I know you got lots going on. Dave invented QR codes back in the 90s, and then they became popular years later. And it's a touchy subject, so we try to not talk a whole lot about QR codes with Dave.
Got it. So every time we see him mention them.
Yeah, he gets very upset. He's actually working on a play about the inventor of the QR code. So you just wait.
I told you that was a top secret.
Oh, that was top secret.
You weren't supposed to be telling people about my play and the writing of QR codes.
QR codes, the musical. It's going to be.
Well, we definitely are branching out into some original plays. So Dave.
Yes, we are.
Play about
true story.
True
story.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much again for joining us. I know you got a lot going on. You're right there in the hall in the thick of the action, so we appreciate you taking the time. I will see you tonight. A whole bunch of people are going to see you tonight. And if you're looking for tickets, Eventbrite, check out the poster, check out the QR code as well, and get your tickets. If you're looking to come, maybe the matinee may be the only chance. There might be a few tomorrow, but definitely worth.
Actually, to be fair, Alec, currently the matinee has more sales than the night. So
never mind.
More tickets available right
Okay,
now.
so go check out Eventbrite. That's what they do.
Yeah, totally.
Not what we do. Awesome. All right. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all tonight.
See you later. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Awesome. We went blurry there. What happened?
Blurry. Yeah.
I'm not sure. That soft focus just kicked in hard. Oof.
Well, I actually used this little blur as a segue.
Oh.
So I went to the eye doctor 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting older.
I thought there was like going to be a joke in there. Like, hold on. Is this the first time you've been to the eye doctor?
Not since I was 16 or something like that, I guess. So, but I went because I noticed that, this right here looks clear to me.
Oh,
it doesn't. But now I am going to find your exact frames.
Yeah.
So people will not be able to tell us apart on this.
They won't. They 100% won't. Like, it's going to be hard. Like, sometimes I drive through Nanton, and it's a lot of attention. I'm going to be honest, because people think I'm you. So yeah, find these exact frames, and goes me.
Oh shit! You know what? This is funny actually. Annalisa said, "Dude, wait until you have the hearing test." Ironically, I had the hearing test. When did I have it? Like 4 years ago or something like that. Like 4 years ago, and I thought for sure, getting older and the loud music that I'm always in, because of my career, I thought for sure my hearing was going to be gone, and I surpassed that test like flying colors. I said, "Wow, your hearing is super, super good."
Wow. So what I've learned about especially
on the show,
like hearing tests, vision is one thing, but with a hearing test, if you live with someone who considers themselves to be funny, I've heard it's not a great thing to tell your spouse that you're having hearing issues or that you're having a hard time hearing, because I've been progressively talking quieter for 3.5 years just to see what would happen. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't been.
That's a good
but
one.
it does make you aware as well. When you're speaking to people, if you, I don't know, maybe don't enunciate clearly, things like that. Those are the things that come out in. So it's not so much a hearing test she needed. It was me and a speaking test to make sure that I'm being clear.
Right.
But yeah, the hearing test happened yesterday, and yeah, she's going to be fine. Just slight hearing loss apparently. So
nice.
So there you go. She's on the other side of the wall here too, so I got to be very careful that she doesn't come storming in here and say, "Hey, cut that out." So I've driven through Nanton a few times on my way to the city. I can't wait to come back and spend some time and drive around because, man, light up Nanton, like, it's awesome. Like, just driving down the highway, it's beautiful.
You do mean Nanton lights the way?
Or sorry, Nanton lights the way. What did I say?
Light up Nanton or something?
I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. That's not even a real thing. Nanton lights the way.
Like started on fire or something?
That didn't.
Nanton on fire? Is that
Nanton on fire? That would be something to come and see.
That would be a good.
Can we getting old is not for the faint of heart.
Yuck it up, Harrison. I'll catch up with you too. It'll catch up with you too.
Yeah, I know.
This getting old is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's true. I saw a mug the other day. I was doing a little Christmas shopping online, and it was a coffee mug, and it had the Bath and Body Works logo and font, but it said "Back and Body Hurts." And I think everyone's getting one of those for Christmas because it's quite funny. Anyway, so what can we talk a little bit for a moment about what else is happening in Nanton? I know everything's probably focused on Christmas time.
Yeah. There's a lot of Christmas stuff going on in Nanton. But are you? So I got the information here just so I was completely accurate. And there's a gentleman out of Vulcan. His name's Sean Umshet.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah, I do.
What? No way.
No way.
So he is going to be on Good Morning Nanton Live tomorrow.
Nice.
And so we are going to be talking to him and interviewing him. He's going to be at the Napa.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be set up on location at the Napa, and we're going to chat with him and find out his story about how the big news was that he really exploded on TikTok, I guess.
Yeah.
And so we're going to find out all about his life and where that's taken him and what life looks like after you surpass 1 million TikTok followers.
Wow.
So it's gonna be an interesting conversation. And
I did look because his channel's quite cool. Because it's what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for folks who don't know, it's kind of a simple idea, but he does it really well where he'll stitch a video where someone's showing you something that may be hard to believe that it works. A way to open a bottle or things around sort of mechanics and things like that. I saw one where someone built like a boomerang out of 2 paint sticks. And so what's great is he says exactly the same thing every time to open the video, and then he goes and does it, and then usually these things work pretty well.
Yeah.
And so and it's just very honest. He's just around the house, around his shop, trying this stuff, and it's very funny, very entertaining. I thought he's done a really neat way of kind of like giving you some, people would say life hacks, which I think is kind of overplayed, but the idea of, even like in your vehicle, like certain things that your vehicle they all kind of do that we don't think about. So it's informative and it's entertaining. And I'm not going to be here tomorrow, unfortunately. No. Otherwise, I would be that's why under my name, it says, what? No way. Because I wish I could be there to see this interview. But alas, I will not be available. So. Yeah.
So we're going to interview him. And then, do you know Georgie's Cafe here? And Georgie? Sorry.
That was very Disney princess of you. You're just a cat. No, I'm not familiar, but I've heard of it.
So Georgie and Georgie's Cafe, I think that's more entertaining than me. So
yeah. No, it's better.
Show that instead. Anyway, she is actually sponsoring the next hot lunch at the school.
Nice.
And so we're going to talk to her as well about her involvement and helping out with the hot lunch there. And
that's great.
And that kind of stuff. So, and catch up with her on how the cafe is doing. And she has somebody who's going to be coming in named Colin, who's going to be playing some Christmas music tomorrow at the cafe.
Oh, nice.
So, bye, kitten. So we're going to interview Colin as well.
Very cool. And that's happening tomorrow at 10:30.
10:30 to 11:30.
To 11:30.
Morning Anthem Live. And forgive me, I'm not on the ball with. I should be showing this, of course. I usually do this, but being kicked out of my studio because people are renovating it right now, and on the sound booth, has kind of thrown me into a tizzy.
Tizzy is a good word. I'm gonna give you some advice about because we all get into tizzies, especially around the holidays. And so if you're in a tizzy, you know what you need to do?
No, what?
You need to go shopping.
Oh man, that always helps me get out of a tizzy.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you are in Claresholm and you need to get out of a tizzy, there's a couple places you can go, Dave. And I'm gonna tell you right now where, and this is in no particular order.
Okay.
So the first place you want to go, obviously, is Claresholm Pharmacy.
Ah.
They are experts at untizzying people. They have very friendly prescribing pharmacists, and a grocery section, and Cudlow meats, and dairy. So you can go in, you can get a prescription, some vitamins to untizzy your holiday tizzies.
Are there prescriptions for being tizzy?
I think there are. Yeah, there's
anti-tizzy
pills.
Okay.
Just go and ask for them. Just mention my name. You'll get a good deal. And they're also a sponsor on the show. So thank you very much to Claresholm Pharmacy. And then you can go to the dollar store, just kind of around the corner. They have just about everything you could possibly need. We were just there the other day buying a birthday gift for a friend of my son's. They have gift bags. They have things for your baby, things for your pets, small electronics section. They've got lots of cool Christmas decorations in there as well. Things you're not going to find other places. So, again, super friendly. Pop into your dollar store with more, and they do so much in the community. It's excellent to go and support local. And then, if that hasn't untizzied your tizzy, go and check out Janet's Fashions on the corner of 50th Ave and Highway 2. They've got men's and women's fashions. They've got a lot of great stuff for winter. It won't be long before their spring collection shows up, but for right now, let's just worry about trying to stay warm and dry through the season. And they've got some good sales that happen and some great prices and really, really good brands. And so a huge thanks to Janet's for being a sponsor on the show as well. And that is the trifecta of untizzying your holiday tizzy.
Thank you.
So it's not
very grateful.
Yeah, it's not medical advice, but it's helped me in the past when I feel tizzied. I go and visit those places.
Well, and just that Christmas music you had going in the background also.
It is quite pleasant. Yeah, it's about to end, so that's why I turned it off, because it's going to stop. So yes, that should help you in your untizzying. We had a little event last night. I'm just going to share a few clips here. Last Friday was we had Old Fashioned Christmas, followed by the Chamber Business Awards, which is a fantastic night. A huge shout out to the Chamber for putting that on. And man, the food was good. I know Jordy Bronson didn't want me to talk about him, mention his name at all, because he does other things for a living. But the man can cook. And I think he was afraid of getting people asking him to cater their wedding or something. But holy smokes, it was the meal was beautiful. We had a really fun time. But Friday night, I'm just going to show you a quick clip here.
Sure.
Ooh, there we go. So we can talk over it. This was the first time that Old Fashioned Christmas happened in Amundsen Park. And there's the new sort of amphitheater. And inside, they had a Christmas market. Are you all right?
That's cool. That shot made me, it looked like the whole thing was moving.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was spinning. It looked like it was... There was
like on a turntable, yeah. Now you're back in a
turntable turning, yeah.
You're back in a tizzy. That's no good. So we had Karen Lindemann, who's our Citizen of the Year, did the tree lighting. And we had Mrs. Claus there. The Grinch was running around doing Grinchy stuff. We had events going on over at the museum as well. They had carols there with a live piano player, which was great. It was just a lot of fun. And it wasn't super cold. There was no snow, which was fine. Wow. But man, the market looked really, really awesome inside of the amphitheater there. And then, of course, Santa's Gone Loony. We talked to Megan McClung a few weeks ago about that. That was a huge success. They had a ton of people through there. And I have to be careful because there might be footage of kids buying stuff for their parents or their sisters.
Yes.
We don't want to give it away. So I'll tell you what. I came out of the main gym there, and there's a room where a whole bunch of parents were just kind of waiting for their kids. And I did what any generous person would do. And I said, I've got footage of kids buying stuff. So for $10 a shot, I can give you a little sneak peek in it. Nobody took me up on the offer. But a really awesome event. And the entryway there was just packed right at 5 o'clock for that to start. So it was really, really cool event. And then,
hey, does this inspire a show themed? What types of things happen today with kids that we wish happened when we were kids?
Yes. Here's one I can give you right off the top of my head, Dave.
What is it?
So today, at the high school or senior high school, they had something called Tutorial Day, and they have these kind of throughout the year. And it's a day where you can go in as a student and just catch up. There's no classes scheduled. You can go and see your teacher and say, like, I haven't finished my science project, or I've gotten behind. And it's just a day to catch up on stuff. And they usually put it on a Friday, and it just kind of, they pace it nicely so that kids can go in today and get caught up on work. I wish we had that when I was a kid. Maybe they did. I don't think so. I think it was called Saturday, but I think it's nice that kids can go in and have access to the teachers and the resources just to catch up on stuff. So that's something I wish we had when we were kids.
Well, obviously that was inspired by, I wish I had the opportunity to go running around for a loony and pick up a bunch of stuff, as a kid.
Yeah.
Like that would have been like a wonderland of toys and gifts, and I could just go crazy.
Yeah.
And how much fun would that have been?
And just also to give kids the opportunity to go shopping without mom and dad, with the safety of mom and dad being there, but not with you, where you're trying to, you feel kind of grown up, I think, as a kid. You can go and pick out some gifts. They drop a toonie or a loony and off they go. And then they had gift wrapping. They had kids helping other kids. It was a really, really neat atmosphere in there. And there was a ton of stuff to pick from, and it's all by donation. And folks really, I think, get it. I think it's the 8th or 9th year. Like, it's been going for a while. And it was really, really fun to see. But like I said, I had to be careful. I didn't want to give anyone's.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin Christmas for some of those parents. Yeah.
No, I don't want to be the Grinch to go and do that. So it was a great weekend here in town. And then we've got an event actually coming up. I think it started last night, and it is back. And it's one of my favorite holiday events. It's called the Christmas Cruise. Yeah, there we go. December 7 to 9, 14 to 16. 21 to 23. And so it's in support of the Claresholm area palliative care. So it's really, really important. $10 donation per vehicle to drive through. What are you driving through? It's at the campground. And so what happens is businesses will sponsor a campsite and then decorate it. And then everyone drives through and they get to see all the lights and decorations. And there's some really creative stuff. And so it's a good fundraiser for palliative care. So that's happening tonight and tomorrow night, and then again next Thursday, Friday, and then right before the holidays. There's another initiative happening in town too, which is there's a Christmas tree festival happening in just about every business. This is just a couple of the businesses around town that have got a Christmas tree up. If you go to Facebook and just go to the town of Claresholm, so facebook.com/Claresholm, you can go and vote on your favorite tree. Now, who doesn't like to online vote, right? It's the way it goes. So if you're going around town and you see some trees that you like, you can go to the Facebook page, the Claresholm Facebook page, and vote for your favorite Christmas tree. And it's the town's looking great. It's a really it's a great spirit that they have for those. And we've got 2 events I put on one page because they're both red. Happening tomorrow. This is, again, Dave, I wish you were here because I think you'd be all over this. It's $15 super meat draw. They've got 9 turkeys and 6 hams. Doors open at 1. The draw starts at 2 p.m. sharp. There's 2 duck races, 3 breakfast draws of 50-50, and it's all happening at the Royal Canadian Legion. Members and guests welcome. And then coming up next Friday and Sunday, the Claresholm Community Singers, Songs for Winter Nights. These folks sound awesome. So Friday night and Saturday and Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock next week at Claresholm United Church. Adults are $15, $12 and under $5. You can get your tickets from a local press or from a choir member. Now, when it says choir member, like if you see someone on the street or an IGA that you know is in the choir, don't tackle them and demand tickets. I think you just have to. They may not have them on them at all times. Just something to think about. But they sound great, and it's going to be an awesome concert.
Can you, if you see a choir member in the street, can you donate to them at that moment if they sing you a song? Will they sing you a song on demand for a donation?
I think you're thinking of karaoke. I don't think so. Or like a jukebox. But
yeah,
we
if
can
you,
ask.
if you put a coin in their pocket,
Yeah, maybe. It depends on the
will they
coin, I
sing?
guess. Yeah.
You know what? We come up with some pretty cool ideas on
We
this
do.
show.
We could call it Choir's Gone Loony. And if you give them a loony, they'll sing a song. I'd like to get someone from the choir on the show next week. So maybe we'll ask them and say, hey, look, if people see you and awkwardly put a coin in your pocket, will you sing a song? I'm going to guess. I think no. I think the answer might be no.
But if it was for a good cause,
yeah,
if all those coins were going to some sort of charity,
yeah,
maybe. Huh?
We commit a lot of people to some really wacky stuff, don't we?
We do, yeah.
We come up with ideas, and it's like, I don't know where it's going to go. And so that's what's happening in town. We've also got, if you check out Claresholm local press, their website, you're also going to notice that there's a radio player, Dave. I don't know if you know this, but on their website, there's a radio player that plays from a local radio station, actually out of Nanton, run by a guy named David Dale. Really nice guy, and looks a little bit like you. And it's hyper-focused radio, they call it. It's right. All local and great tunes. He might be actually in your studio right now.
Yeah,
that's why you're in your office, or in your house. But you can go on the local press and look at community events, and you get a full list of everything that's happening as well, in case we've missed anything, because it is a busy time of year, and we've only got a couple shows left before it's like Christmas Eve.
Yep. And then I think a little bit of a break, eh?
I think a bit of a break. I think we'll probably do a fun Christmas show, maybe right on the 22nd, and I think we're going to be off for a few weeks. And then the Sound of Music opens on the 4th here in Claresholm, and tickets are still available, but I don't know how available. I know they're going pretty quickly, so if you don't have tickets, check it out.
So in the new year, so you know what I'm finding is that, and I'm not sure this conversation really matters to anybody other than me.
But go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead anyway. Well, where this was inspired from was I was thinking, January. Well, things slow down in January for us, so we actually could probably come to Sound of Music. So let's get our tickets now. And then it just occurred to me that we have companies that are starting to expand their holiday parties.
Yeah.
Into January.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think and it makes sense to me that those companies, can save a little bit of money.
Yep.
It's not as hectic. They can relax a little bit more in January. People aren't going away in January. They're all back to work kind of thing. So we're getting more and more shows, which is great for the company, for our company that we're getting more shows in January. Not great for the fact that shows like Sound of Music is happening, and because I work on the weekends, cannot go to these shows.
Yeah. And I think what you said earlier is correct. I think that that only matters to you. That conversation only matters to you. These sound like excuses, but you know what? If you can't make it, I was just waiting to pounce. If you can't make it, I will perform the entire show for you in January on the show. I'll do all the parts. I'll sing the parts. If I can get a few people to help me, great. But it's like 3.5 hours long as a one-man show. It's not really that long. But no, you're right. It is.
Shows on Thursdays.
Oh yeah,
they're doing shows on Thursdays.
Yep.
The night that I go into Calgary and do bingo at Hudson's.
Right. So we got Thursday, Friday, 2 on Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee. So I will leave it in your capable hands to manage your schedule, because you're a grown up. And if you're looking for tickets, you can go and check out Eventbrite, and there's probably a QR code hiding somewhere that you can also use to access the tickets, which is great. So that is everything I had on our docket today to discuss. I'm going to ask one question before we go, and anyone listening or watching can answer too. What are you looking forward to at the holidays? What is there something that is like a tradition, or something that you go, that feels, because I find as you get older, it can be a little bit challenging to kind of get into the spirit of it, to get into the mood of it. So is there something that you do, or that you like to go and do, that kind of, other than, what was it called? Nanton on Fire? Nanton Lights the Way, maybe is one thing.
That's fire. What am I looking forward to the most for Christmas? I think, honestly, I'm not trying, I know everybody's busy. I get that. I'm not trying to say that we're any busier than anybody else, but because we're busy, I think that my wife and I just love to have some downtime and just binge Traders, the reality TV show. That's what we're looking forward to.
Nice. That's great. I don't know that show, but it sounds like I better not, because the word binge is in there and I might get hooked. I agree. I think it's just hanging out, spending time with people, and not doing anything for a few days sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? And the snow is also kind of helping it feel a bit. There's a movie for you, Dave. That's true.
Hey.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, so we got two of us are going to reimagine the sound and music for. We do sometimes we do 2-minute updates on the show when people ask. Not today.
Yeah.
No one's asked, but maybe we do a recap of the show in like a very quick recap. If you can't make it, I think that would be hilarious.
Sure. Like 3-minute recap of sound and music for me.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
And that could be my gift
with
to
all
you.
the characters.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Like all the cast has to be there to do the 3-minute recap.
Yeah. How quickly can?
Or I'm leaving.
Oh, well. We wouldn't want that, would we? Good Lord.
Oh, I love you guys. I love
so
you
much
guys
fun.
so much.
Too much
so
fun.
much fun.
So we'll be back. We will be back next Friday. You've got your show tomorrow at 10:30 with what? No way. Which is awesome. He's going to be on the show. And I'm gonna really make sure that I catch the show when I can tomorrow night, because I think his story is probably pretty interesting, and I know you'll do a good job interviewing him and chatting with him. And check out the Claresholm Local Press for all the events going on in town in their announcements and classifieds, and go check out the Christmas cruise as well. If you're in town, $10 per car. Jam everyone in, get some hot chocolate, and take a little tour, and then maybe drive around and look at the lights. And if you want, carry on to Nanton, because you guys know how to do it. Your town's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. And just to kind of finish off the show here, I just got a great idea. I think what we should do for like the year-end show, the last show of the year, I think we should make a book of QR codes.
Yeah.
And each QR code can take people to highlights of the show throughout the year.
Sounds like no work at all.
Just got that idea just now.
It's great.
So,
really good.
Yeah.
I'll
What are you doing? Take that off.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. What
did you do that for?
Did you just?
That was supposed to be my idea.
Did you just say you authored the idea? Dave, this reminds me of a time when you and I were having lunch, and you told me. You said to me, and I believed you, you said, I just invented a new word and it's going to be in the dictionary. And I said, what? And you went, plagiarism. I didn't invent that word. I know you're doing that.
No, David's just said, make a book of QR codes for Dave that each one takes
you to a
different highlight of the show. So.
Doesn't sound like a lot of work at all. No. I think that's very actually, I don't even know how to make a QR code. I have no idea, but you and I can find out.
It's fun. I'll make a special one.
Okay, great.
Everybody QR codes for Christmas.
Everybody in their stocking gets a QR code that goes to we don't know where.
Okay, let's get on that. Now I'm the opposite of Tizzy.
Now you're opposite of Tizzy. Well, we got you out of the Tizzy.
I'm ready to start the show now.
Right. Now you're fired up. Well, I look forward to hearing about the renos in the next couple of weeks. And And as we say to everyone, have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay warm. Take it easy on the roads. They're a bit snowy, which is kind of cool because it's Christmas time, but they are a little slick. I did find that I had to kind of get my winter driving brain back in gear today. So just take it easy out there.
Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Hopefully tune into Good Morning Nanton Live tomorrow. But if not, we'll see you next week on Connected
Absolutely.
Post.
And you can check out what? No way. Have a good weekend, folks. We'll see you later.
Yeah.